Welcome to Potion Sword Run. It seems that the suspect, alleged suspect, of the Charlie Kirk assassination has been caught. He turned himself in. Well, his parent, his dad, turned him in. It turns out that he is not a Democrat. He is not a minority. He is not trans. He is a white male, cis male, that comes from a conservative family in Utah. His dad was in law enforcement. He was a sheriff for about 30 years and now is a minister. He was brought up shooting guns his whole life, like many conservatives do. However, he is not affiliated with any type of political party. He is unregistered. He hasn't voted in the last two elections. But there are pictures of him in 2017 supporting Trump. He has a Trump costume for Halloween. You take it however you will. Either support, mock, I don't know. Look like he's kind of riding him. He's like a little Trump. You be the judge. And because it turns out that he's not trans, black, brown, it turns out he's white, the tone has definitely shifted. See, all these conservative YouTube creators, whatever you want to call them, alt-right, they just fall in different categories out there in insane land, who only fight cultural wars on YouTube videos. Like, what is that shit? Anyways, they spent all yesterday, or the day, talking about war, talking about revenge, talking about this, and Democrats are anti-American. They're here to take down and, demonizing half of the country, or, whoever associates themselves as Democrats. They're out for blood. But now that it turns out that it was a conservative-ish white male, the tone has changed. Now, even though he grew up conservative, he was anti-fascist, it seems. And that's where people lose me, because you should be anti-fascist. If you're an American, you should be anti-fascist. Fascism has no place in a democratic system. We fought the Nazis because of this. We defeated fascism, but now it's on the rise. So I don't understand this whole being against anti-fascism. If you are really against anti-fascists, there's something wrong with you. You're a fascist or something, right? You lose me there. But now they're trying to say that he's anti-fascist, which, fine. You can still be conservative. You can be leftist. You can be whatever political, ideology that you have, and still be anti-fascist, because that's the right thing to be. So you can be a conservative American, Republican, registered, gun-owning, Second Amendment touting, Christian, Bible-bumping, stereotype, and it's okay so long as you're anti-fascist. There should never be a line where you're defending fascism. So this whole line of these right-wing YouTubers looking at fascism, anti-fascism as something to be ashamed of, I will never see you there. Fuck Nazism, fuck fascism. And if you believe in that ideology, fuck you too. Are you not American? What are we talking about here? But this is the misinformation I'm talking about. Regardless of fascism, that's where they want to put the blame at now, because some of the bullets had memes on them.
Investigators noted inscriptions that had been engraved on casings found with the rifle. Inscriptions on a fired casing read, "Notices, bulges, capital OWO, what's this, question mark." Inscriptions on the three unfired casings read, "Hey fascist, exclamation point, catch, exclamation point." Up arrow symbol, right arrow, and symbol, and three down arrow symbols. A second unfired casing read, "Oh Bella Chow, Bella Chow, Bella Chow, Chow Chow." And a third unfired casing read, "If you read this, you are gay, LMAO."
For example, we have Savy, who is like this with Smash, Grummz, Hypnotic, and all the rest of them. Side scrollers, all the rest of them. They all just quote each other and get information from each other and regurgitate the same shit from each other. She is spinning the narrative that one of the bullet casings which had an engraving which was up, down, 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 or something of that sort on the bullet casings, is anti-fascism from Antifa, from their organization. And that links Tyler Robison to Antifa. When it turns out that that is a meme, it is a code from Helldivers 2 to drop a 500 kilogram bomb or something. It just shows that these people who are talking about video games and like politics in our games have no idea what these games are about. It wasn't about fascism. It was a meme about Helldivers 2. But yet they're spinning the narrative that he's a Antifa member. That he's first of all, I don't even, like, you should be anti-fascist. I just can't get over that part. But still, they're saying he's a radical leftist Antifa member because of that. And they're spreading this rumors, and then people are just falling for it, like all their subscribers. But not only that, now, because they can't blame trans people, they can't blame minorities, they're blaming Hassan Piker for Tyler Robison's radicalization. Even though there's no proof that he's ever been in his streams, only because of these memes that are on these bullets. And they related to a song called Ciao Bella, which is a anti-fascist resistance song from Italy back in the day when they were being occupied by Nazis. They sang this song as a song of resistance against Nazism and fascism.
Stamattina mi sono alzato, oh bella ciao, bella ciao, bella ciao, ciao, ciao. Stamattina mi sono alzato e ho trovato l'invaso. Oh partigiano, portami via. Oh bella ciao, bella ciao, bella ciao, ciao, ciao. Partigiano, portami via, che mi sento di morire. E se io muoio da partigiano, oh bella ciao, bella ciao, bella ciao, ciao, ciao. E se muoio da partigiano, tu mi devi seppellire.
And because some people in Hassan Piker sing this song, which should be sang, it should be celebrated, now they're aligning themselves with the shooter, like, supposedly. And they're all anti-fascist, which they're all radical leftists, let's just say that. Because they're singing a song about freedom, about fighting occupation from the Nazis. Like, can you not get through this, guys? We're talking about fascism and Nazism, really. And there's a group of people who oppose it, which you should. Especially as an American, conservative, leftist, whatever. You should never align yourself with fascism and Nazism. So singing this song in Hassan Piker stream should not be looked upon as something bad. And if you don't see that, there's, like, seriously, guys, brain rot's going on here. Smash JT. Was the shooter radicalized by those in Hassan Piker streams? This, plus the very niche anti-fascist Bella Shell song, has been mentioned and sang thousands of times in Hassan's chat. Da, 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 da. This niche? It's very, very popular song, especially in Italy, especially against those who live for democracy. But Smash JT and Grumz, Savvy, and all of them can't help but spread misinformation, even though it has been confirmed that he's a white male and Christian background in his family. And the bullets, even though it had engravings that were memes, and one did say, catch this fascist. Smash JT still is spreading misinformation, saying that it was trans activist, saying there was LGBT propaganda on the bullets when there was none. What we know about Charlie Kirk's killer? He told his roommate his plans, hid the gun in bushes, and his own family turned him in. Bullet casings carried Antifa, LGBT, and leftist slogans. He had been radicalized in recent years. A broken mindset led to his tragedy. Where are the leftist slogans? If you consider being anti-fascist leftist, then by all means. If you're a conservative, you should still be anti-fascist. So, miss me with all that noise. Antifa, you should be again. See, now, this is where we should disagree. We shouldn't disagree that fascism is bad, but we should disagree in who is actually a fascist. Was Charlie Kirk a fascist? I don't know. I didn't follow that fool. All I just know is that he was a bigot. I know that if you are a trans person and you don't feel bad about him being gone, or a minority and you don't feel bad about him being gone, then that's okay too. Because he did a lot of things to hurt those people. He wasn't innocent in this. He was part of this culture war. Smash JT is part of this culture war. And yes, Hassan Piker is part of this culture war. But when you keep on trying to attack each other like this is what happens. It's brain rot. And the thing is, you may not be fascist, but you're definitely defending fascist ideology. But now that it turns out that it wasn't a trans person, it wasn't a minority, black or brown person, it wasn't a terrorist or anything like that, it wasn't a crazy leftist, it wasn't a registered Democrat, they're changing their tone. Sure, we have stupid ass Smash JT still blaming everybody under the sun, including Hassan, Grummz too. But they're changing their tone. We have Republican Nancy Mace, who's the first politician to blame the Democrats.
I'm going to say this. Democrats own what happened today. I am devastated. My kids have called panicking. All the kids of every conservative in the country called panicking. Just because you speak your mind on an issue doesn't mean you get shot.
Then by that logic, do Republicans own the shooting of the two Democratic lawmakers in Minnesota? Isn't this on both sides?
Are you kidding me?
No, I'm asking
We
a
don't
serious
know
question.
what condition Charlie Kirk is in right now. Some raging leftist lunatic put a bullet through his neck, and you want to talk about Republicans right now? No.
No, I'm asking
not at all.
You said the Democrats have to own it too. But I'm asking,
Democrats own this.
But isn't there a problem with
this.
political violence across the spectrum?
Yeah, we're talking about Charlie Kirk right now. That's the subject of this that we're talking about right now. Democrats own this 100%.
Now, saying that Charlie Kirk will want us to pray for this individual, want us to pray for Tyler Robison. Nancy Mace, we know Charlie Kirk would want us to pray for such an evil and lost individual like Tyler Robison to find Jesus Christ. We will try to do the same. Oh, I wonder why now we're going to try to pray for Tyler Robison. Not because he's white, right? Nah. It's not because he wasn't trans. I'm sure if he was brown or black, we would still pray for him, right? Yeah, I'm sure. Then we have Grummz over here saying that now that, Tyler Robison has been described as a white male, it doesn't really matter who the shooter was. Grummz, the left doesn't understand. The shooter's motives don't even matter that much anymore. What matters is that we all saw their masks drop and reveal themselves for evil murder party that they are. So now the shooter doesn't even matter anymore. His motives don't matter no more. The memes on the bullets don't matter no more. They're going to spin it as much as they can. But it doesn't matter anymore to them. Because you guys were calling for war. Civil war. So now there's a white guy out here. You don't want war anymore? Like, what's going on here, guys? This is what I'm talking about. These creators, Smash JT, Grumz, Savy, Hypnot, like all these right-wing creators, these who just fight culture wars, like not even just in video games, but in movies and every freaking aspect in YouTube, are freaking dangerous. They spread hate. They cause division. They spread misinformation. And there's a lot of, young minds out here that get shaped by this, by radical ideology. And they don't see themselves as radical, but they are. Especially when they talk about politics and it's all identity politics. It's Americans against Americans. When they talk about politics, they're not talking about healthcare, fighting corporate greed or corporate power. They're not talking about, better lives for Americans. They're talking about separation. They're talking about censorship. They want to arrest fellow Americans. Smash JT wants to arrest Hassan Piker. It's like this kind of rhetoric is what leads to these unfortunate events. Having a president who blames the left and the national address only causes people like Smash JT and all these other radical people to go crazy and to start blaming the left when they had nothing to do with it. So good things, some of them are at least changing the narrative now and trying to do all this pray for Tyler shit, fine. But it just goes to show how dangerous these guys are when they jump the gun like this, advocating for civil war against fellow Americans. Because we have one person out there who saw somebody as a fascist and took action. Right or wrong, however you believe in your belief. I think it's wrong. Because Charlie Kirk, even though he was a bigot, I agree. I don't think he was a fascist in the term of being a Nazi. Not to that point. But the thing is, like people like Smash JT, Grumz, Savy, they start to convince these young minds, people who they disagree with, are fascist or leftist or radical or Antifa. And that's where the problems start to occur. So I don't know. I don't think censorship is the answer. But just being aware that these guys are fucking idiots. They're full of shit. And come on, man. We need to rise above this. Like, I don't even know where to go from here. All I know is that you cannot believe anything they say. Read a book. You should be anti-fascist. You shouldn't resort to violence like this. You should fight with ideas. But like the guys like Smash JT, but people like Smash JT, Savvy, and them are just hypocritical, and there's just no winning. There's just no winning. It's a sad, sad freaking world we live in. Best thing to do is just stay away from identity politics. Stay away from YouTubers who use identity politics in their videos to get you mad, to try to separate you. Because in the end, nobody wins. Except for, Smash JT and them who monetize their channel and monetize their hate. I'm going to leave it right there. I'll catch you guys on the next one. Remember, always be kind to yourself and enjoy your life. And I'll meet you right there. Peace.